I just saw a video of Pastor Bakare who go meet Tr0uble. After all he talk about Tr0uble, he still later go meet him. Because of what the pastor of Salvation Ministry said, that anybody will criticize him or use police arrest him, that is the Verydarkman. So I took my time yesterday to go through his preachings, and I think I understand why he says if you criticize him, they will arrest you. It is because he says a lot of nonsense.
Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Not be small, this matter with the trend online concerning some of the Nigeria pastors and some Nigerians. This matter they serious every day. As now one popular pastor don't go visit President Tr0uble. Not be small, a lot of Nigerians they chook for this matter. Say some of the things where they happen for this country. Say some of our pastors they don't agree they talk for the matter. We hear it Verydarkman get to talk because he don't come outside they can't chook for this matter. And other Nigerians don't still drop their thoughts about this matter. Let me leave you to watch the full video, please. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and share.
How many pastors you don't see they talk about INEC reform? How many? The ones where Sabi say, my father say I should tell you. None of them where their father don't tell them to talk about INEC reform. The ones where Sabi say, this week we shall be blessed. This week the Lord will go with you. None of them fit come outside talk about INEC reform. Because they know if country better, then go lose customers. Big time. They know say 99.9% of our problem lies in the hand of the government. So if government do fine, people go leave their church. You know say if they talk to church in a business, some of us know they agree. Ask yourself, why are they not talking? Everybody they mind their business. Place where they take the chop, make them spoil and by themselves. You know, go work. I challenge all of them to talk about INEC reform, not just to talk about it. Let them act towards it to ensure say this INEC reform come to pass. Apostle Joshua Selman, Jerry Eze, Michael Rokpo, Pastor Shola of Household of David, Paul Adefarase, Kingsley Okonkwo, David Ogbueli, Johnson Suleiman, Chris Oyakilome, the same Paul Eneche wey invite that old man wey come tell us how he take marry when he dey university based on say everywhere still rosy that time. Make that same Paul Eneche mount pressure on top INEC reform if he sure for her. Shena Adeboye wan call, Abino Oyedepo, Abina the one wey dey Port Harcourt, David Ibiomi. Person wey talk say Jesus Christ no like poor people. Oya na me put mouth wey dey reform INEC so that poor people no go dey society again. All of them are jokers. Ebuka Obi talk about INEC reform if e sure for you. Anyway, I'm not surprised if you follow the footstep of your mentor, Father Bakare. People wey don say their conscience over temporary things. Things of this world when they preach against, now na they do. Yeshua go just dey where he dey, they shame for una. Elohim, they cover him face for una behalf. Shameless people. As the things wey go benefit the poor masses no dey ever enter una mind and be your.
Alright, so with the way everybody they go meet President Bola Ahmed Tr0uble now, with the way everybody don't be loyal to Tr0uble, I'm not even bothered about the second term. I'm not bothered about the second term. I am not bothered about the third term. Think about it. I just saw a video of Pastor Bakare who go meet Tr0uble. After all he talk about Tr0uble, he still later go meet him. I think there was a place where he even said he will never call Tr0uble his president. You know, coincidentally, yesterday he did with him. You understand where he chill, and there's no way he don't go say Mr. President. Now, what am I trying to say? Now everybody they join APC. I will play with him Bakare, where Pastor Bakare talked before. You know, now everybody go join Tr0uble. Think about it though. One of the main reasons why I think these people want to push hard for a one-party system, I don't think it's because of 2027. At this point, it's becoming more and more like something that is about the future. I feel like they are trying to do one-party system because that man no go want leave power when in tenure finish. Just think about it, because if it's a one party with the kind of influence he has, who won't challenge him? If not one party, who will be the opposition to challenge him when the major part, the structure, the people that have influence in the opposition are already going to join APC? You think about these things sometimes. They say, oh yeah, President Bola Ahmed Tr0uble don't own. Oh, still on still, bro. The way the thing they go now, because at the end of the day, I don't know. But anyways, this is a picture of Pastor Bakare with him, and let's play an old video of Pastor Bakare.
At the center of this political banditry is the Motor Park brand of politics, nurtured by the old brigade politicians, and in recent times by President Bola Ahmed Tr0uble. Mr. President, it is through your influence that the Nigerian National Assembly has become a haven for legislative rascality. Mr. President, it's under your watch that the National Assembly has become an extension of the executive, grossly violating the principles of separation of powers and rubber stamping the whims and caprices of your office, all while singing the international anthem of sycophants on your mandate we shall stand. Mr. President, thanks to your political machinations, Nigeria is now bedeviled by a captured National Assembly, the most ineffective in its checks and balances role since the start of the Fourth Republic. In 2006, the Fourth National Assembly had the audacity to reject the tenure exemption bid of a sitting president. In 2010, the Sixth National Assembly summoned the courage to stand against the power hijacking cabal and restore Nigeria to the path of constitutionality by invoking the doctrine of necessity. In 2011, the House of Representatives of the Seventh National Assembly had the courage to elect its leaders, as did the Senate of the Eighth National Assembly in 2015, defying executive interference. This National Assembly, the 10th, has by its unconstitutional endorsement of the President's abuse of powers proven to be the most spineless in our recent history. Through its actions and inactions, the National Assembly has in effect become the 48th member of the President's cabinet. While a cabinet minister by the name of Wike, is it Wike or Wike or Wakeep? While a cabinet minister has more or less become a third-time state governor in Rivers State, pampered by the indulgences of the president. Recent events have made it clear to Nigerians that at this assembly being placed in 2006, when the third-time agenda was proposed, our democracy would have since morphed into one of Africa's lamentable tales of sit-tight dictatorship. To the president of the Nigerian state, Senate, who has not heeded the call to subject himself to an unbiased investigation, to clear his name of the allegations leveled against him, and under whose leadership the National Assembly has become a carry-go legislature, hiding under the umbrella of technicalities and a dubious voice voting system, I leave you on your conscience with the words of Frederick Bessiert, former deputy of the French National Assembly. He said, and I quote, "When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men in a society, over the course of time, they create for themselves a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it." To the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under whose brand of politics the institution of legislative oversight is collapsing, and our democracy is faced with an existential threat, I say, Mr. President, Nigeria is too delicate for this kind of politics. If this state capture was what you meant by Emilokan, it is an anticlimax that can only be counterproductive at the end. I urge you, Mr. President, to think deeply and reflect on these words. No man is wise enough, nor good enough to be trusted with unlimited power. Mr. President, please stop playing God.
Now, this being said, it still don't mean say the man if he gets in another opinion. I mean, it's possible that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu called him and convinced him that don't worry, we are going to do the government well. My point of making this video is never say never at the end of the day. But me, as I did like this, so even if everybody go join there, me, well, I'm never ever going to do politics. It will be my business. I'm not even interested in it. But like I said, 2027 now I go see betrayal. 2027 election, all the people where they all the ones where they shout, Peter Obi, all of them. I say plenty of them, they don't collect their money this period. A lot of people don't collect money. They don't collect money keep. They're just waiting for that day, make everybody just say, man, I mean, money they give me don't do okay for me.
Reactions after the visit by Pastor Tr0uble Bakare, a former presidential aspirant to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at his residence in Lagos. Bakare stated after the meeting that his lifelong vision is to see a Nigeria that works, emphasizing that he shared his thoughts on this with the president. He also expressed optimism that God would guide President Tinubu to help the nation bounce back and leave an indelible mark. Let's take a look.
Well, it's not about just reservations. It's about how the country will go well. My personal vision is to see a nation that works in my lifetime. And those things I've discussed with Mr. President. They're not hidden things, but I've learned that when you discuss with the person in charge, you leave it with him to do whatsoever he wills with what you've suggested. So I've had a private conversation with Mr. President, and I'm glad that he received me well, and I trust that God will help our nation. What transpired in my discussion with him stays with me and with him. God guiding him and giving him wisdom will help this nation not to slide or go down the drain, but to bounce back so that it can leave a mark that cannot be erased.
Well, all right. Well, this meeting comes just weeks after Bakare publicly criticized the president, urging him to stop playing God and embrace humility in governance. Bakare accused Tinubu's administration of steering Nigeria adrift, descending into tyranny, and demonstrating a brazen abuse of power. He specifically pointed to the National Assembly becoming a haven for legislative rascality and a rubber stamp for the executive rather than upholding constitutional governance. Let's take a look before we take some reactions.
Mr. President, it is through your influence that the Nigerian National Assembly has become a haven for legislative rascality. Mr. President, it's under your watch that the National Assembly has become an extension of the executive, grossly violating the principles of separation of powers and rubber stamping the whims and caprices of your office, all while singing the international anthem of sycophants on your mandate which shall stand. I say, Mr. President, Nigeria is too delicate for this kind of politics. If this state capture was what you meant by Emilokan, it is an anticlimax that can only be counterproductive at the end. I urge you, Mr. President, to think deeply and reflect on these words. No man is wise enough, nor good enough to be trusted with unlimited power. Mr. President, please stop playing God.
All right, I had to play this video side by side with the visit because obviously that's what caused the reaction, because I believe this comment was, back in April, just a few weeks ago. And of course, Nigerians have reacted to the visit and his statement there where he made after he visited the president yesterday. Let me take this tweet from JJ, who wrote, "Everyone is just fighting for his personal interest and pocket. Nigeria lacks leaders with conviction and personal integrity. They say one thing today, tomorrow you see them doing other things, e.g. Wike, Buala, Reno, Shehu Sani, and now Bakare. It's indeed pathetic, and you'll understand why." But after he's a man of God, after that meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at his residence, I believe, he's now adopted a more, conciliatory note and all of that. Bye, our favorite Niger wife. Go ahead.
He's been extremely vocal even since May 2023 about how he felt about the election.
Yes.
He expressed how he thought it wasn't a free and fair election,
yes.
How he felt that he didn't agree with President Tinubu's values. So this has been consistent from him. Well, since he won't tell us what happened in the exchange, we now have to speculate and assume. It would have been nice for him to just give us a summary of some of the key points addressed in that exchange, because his body language shows us that he didn't go in with the same fiery opposition spirit that we've seen him express over time. Again, it's all assumption, but I would have hoped. See, there's nothing wrong with opposition leaders going to see the president, but what we want is opposition leaders who go and stand on their own principles, who stand on values, who stand their ground when they go and meet the president. Not that they go there, then they all come out sheepishly, smiling. Okay, well, things are going to work out. Of course, it's important to be optimistic and believe that things will work out. But the point I'm making is that we need strong, bold opposition who are ready to challenge and tackle these issues in a very diplomatic and democratic way when they go and interface with these leaders. But the body language we're seeing, since again, he's not disclosing what was discussed, is a little bit disappointing, especially because over the past few days, we've seen Sim Fubara, we've seen Governor Adeleke. Remember, I shared a video with you where some Osun State APC chieftains were saying that we're warning Governor Adeleke that the APC ticket is not for sale. You can't pay President Tinubu for it. So we were laughing. We were laughing about it.
Because obviously we took the story of Adeleke yesterday and he clearly detailed that he was a visit for Salah. And obviously there was a statement that was released yesterday from the Osun spokesman saying that Adeleke was not defective.
But of course, the questions around that citizens will ask when they see these images is, what are the undertones of these conversations? What is being planned? Is Tinubu the master strategist bringing everybody under his net so that there will be no opposition in 2027?
Okay. Pastor Tunde Bakare is not opposition. He's a prophet of God. He's a man of faith. And the interaction between, pastors or prophets and kings is a well-established tradition. If you go very quickly to your Bible and you open to 1 Kings chapter 18, you will see the story there of King Ahab and his relationship with Prophet Elijah. Prophet Elijah was a man of faith, and he was very critical of King Ahab. And he usually gave predictions, and he always told him, and he was very consistent. After that fashion, Pastor Tunde Bakare of the Citadel Community Church, Global Citadel Community Church, gives these sermons where he looks at the state of the nation. The last one he did was 45 days ago, where he was very critical, as we have seen, of the Tinubu administration. So he was not speaking as an opposition figure. He was speaking as a man of faith, making prophetic pronouncements. But that does not stop him from, going to visit the president in the spirit of the season. He has said, well, he does not want to disclose what they discuss. It stays with him. It stays with President Tinubu himself. But whatever message that he has delivered, he summarized it that his vision is that of a Nigeria that works. And that's what all of us are asking for. Yeah. We want a Nigeria that works, whether in the Northeast, or in Benue, or in Imo, or in Umukwata. Nigeria must work.
For the first time.
Nigeria must work for all of us, whether we're in the rural or the urban areas. So, I assume that we shouldn't read too many minutes. That does not stop Pastor Bakare from giving another State of the Nation address and criticizing the president, because the job of these religious leaders is to speak truth to power, to be prophetic. Yeah. The ones I don't know about are the ones who go beyond their limits and begin to comment on 5G, comment on HIV/AIDS, comment on COVID-19, areas in which they don't have any competence. Right. But it's okay.
Well said. Well, speaking about spiritual, 1 second.
Tunde Bakare is also an opposition.
I was going to say
he's an aspirant.
Yeah, I was just
going to say President Tinubu in the last election. He was vice presidential candidate with President Muhammadu Buhari. He's an aspirant, so he's opposing to.
We're in the same party.
But he's opposing to. Did he run with him? He ran against him now. So he's also an opposition leader.
No, he didn't run against Tinubu.
In the primaries of this last election.
No, he didn't run against Tinubu.
In the primaries of this last election.
Not against Tinubu.
So Tunde Bakare was not an aspiration.
He withdrew from it.
But he was running against Tinubu. But it doesn't matter. So he's opposing to him now.
We know him for. It's his evangelism.
Yeah.
But it's also in
His job as a
politics.
pastor.
It's also in
Well,
politics.
No, it's not in
Absolutely.
politics now.
I was an aspirant in the last presidential
it's
election.
not in
It was in politics. Now,
All
wow.
right.
His main job is as a pastor.
I'm a politician.
I guess the sum up of this conversation is that, yes, he's a spiritual leader, and he's been quite critical. Only recently he was critical with the Tr0uble administration, and I guess that is why she, described him as
that's
an
what I'm
opposition
saying.
leader.
Yes,
And of
an
course,
opposition voice,
he was in politics as well, as a presidential aspirant.
Because of what the pastor of Salvation Ministry said, that anybody will criticize him or use police arrest him, that is Verydarkman. So I took my time yesterday to go through his preachings, and I think I understand why he says if you criticize him, they will arrest you. It is because he says a lot of nonsense. And truly, the man don't like criticism. Because when I post yesterday, I see some people, some writers go in comment section, he start to delete comments. Do you understand? Now, I will show you people what I saw. Like I said, he says a lot of nonsense. For now, Prophet Jeremiah, I will take break from you. You understand? Let's start with Verydarkman today. And throughout this week, we will continue. Just imagine this preaching. Imagine preaching something like this. Like this now. Because of this preaching, you have scared a lot of people in the church. Like this, like a lot of them will be so scared. Even if they don't get money for tithes, if you borrow, come pay. Imagine bending the Bible for your own selfish interest. Because you want people to pay tithes. Just imagine it. Now, I don't know much about the Bible. But when I was locked up in prison, I took my time and I studied the Bible a little. And I can tell you for a fact that what this man is saying here is all lies. How? The story of the Bible says that God created Adam, then he brought in Eve to support Adam. The reason why they were chased out of the Garden of Eden was because God gave them an instruction about the forbidden fruits. And he said, this is the fruit of good and evil. Do not go close to the fruit. And then they went to eat the fruit. Then when they realized that they were naked, God said, okay, these people they now have the knowledge I don't want them to have. So it's now time for them to go out of the kingdom. So leave. Now, he now placed the curse. And he said, from today, man, you shall till the ground. You go suffer. You will sweat before you eat. Why women? Your punishment is that before you give birth, there will be pains during childbirth. By this time, tithing have not yet existed. Because when their eyes were blind, when they could not see anything, they had everything in the garden. You want yam, you want tomato, you want bole, anything you want is in the garden. God gave them in abundance. Eat anything you like, just don't eat this one. There was no tithing, they could eat anything. Now, when this curse happened, they left the Garden of Eden. Then they gave birth to Cain and Abel. I want to believe, based on what I read in the Bible, that the first tithing came from Cain and Abel. That the first tithing, because that was when Cain, according to what God taught, God said, from now on, man shall till the ground before they eat. Do you understand? So Cain being a farmer, then Abel being a shepherd, carrying sheep around. You don't go into poultry business and livestock business. Do you understand? Then this guy being a farmer, so it was now down for tithes. That's when I can say there was the first tithes. Going by the Christian religion about tithing, that's when I can say, okay, yes, that is the first tithes. Cain and Abel. So okay, it's appreciation day. Let's go and give God something, which they have now turned to 10% according to the religion now. Pastors of nowadays. Okay, let's give God something. What will I give God that will make God smile? Then Abel said, you know what? Let me give you my finest sheep, the one where no get spots. Then he carried it and he sacrificed. According to the story, excuse me, then God smiled and said, Verydarkman, Abel, you are my son. Take. Now Cain, taking his own tithes to God, he go find one fruit where don't be spoil because he won't make money. He said, this is the one that we give God. Then he took it to go and give it to God, but God didn't accept it. God said, no, what you cannot eat, you want to give it to me to eat. Is that what you are doing? Me that gave you life? Are you paying for your breath? You're not paying for your breath too. I gave you eyes to see. I gave you hands to work. I gave you bola to knack. God, knacking is one of the sweetest things on earth. I gave you bola to knack. And by that time, I see that bola the big. Pass around now. I give you strong long bola. So you give me what you will not eat. Then God said, no, I won't take it. And back then, you feel know when God diverse. God they communicate with the people directly. If you see the magic now, you will see signs and wonders. Then Cain now got angry. Now why? This Abel, this Verydarkman. So then boom. Pa! Now that's when I can say the first tithe in the Bible happened. So imagine Verydarkman now twisting everything upside down to say the reason why the reason why Adam was sent out of the Garden of Eden is because he did not pay tithe. Therefore, saying that if you don't pay tithe, God will not want to associate with you. God will not smile on you. God will chase you out. So you will come make a lot of your members now. They will fear. They will be so scared to bring the tithes to you. You see the kind of manipulation where they get down. No wonder you said anybody when criticize you, they will lock them up. I'll be waiting for me to be locked up. I'll be coming to Nigeria very soon. I want to see who won't lock me up. Say I talk about Verydarkman. I want to know if we don't have law again. If our police are people that they are paying to go and work. If that's how they work, let's also pay money. We'll go contribute money for them to pick Verydarkman up. Since that's what our police have done to, because indirectly that's what Verydarkman is saying. If you criticize me, they will lock you up. It's not that he said, I will make sure I sue you. I don't care whatever the person say. Even if the person like this, spoil your name. Go and go for a civil case. But saying they will lock the person more, it's some form of craziness. Power don't reach you here. Power don't choke you. Oppression don't choke you. And that's why I always say, I talk him. I say a lot of these pastors are the problem we'll get for that country. They brainwash the youth not to move. They manipulate the youth not to move and wait that, oh yes, one miracle is coming somewhere. Just keep praying and paying your tithes. It's a problem. It's a very big problem. So Pastor David bill me. The criticism just started. After all, no be me go secretly record you. Now you post them online. So if it is online, I can give my fair comment. Just the way a lot of people give their fair comment. I know they go arrest anybody. Yes, if you talk, if I decide to respond, I respond. Then people who know me go say, okay, yes, this one Verydarkman talk here. Okay, this one Verydarkman talk here. We don't like him. Verydarkman is being manipulated. Verydarkman is this. Verydarkman, no problem. But will I arrest somebody? I mean, I can't compare myself with you. But then again, you are mortal. You are a human being like me. Be careful, Papa.
I know a lot of people in your leadership circle will not advise you. Then go, rather they talk, say, hey, let's go and get this person arrested. Let's go. No be everybody dead. First thing first, you must know about this guy. They say he want go jail. Like to go jail, they hungry him. Like he want go, he don't miss jail. They hear them, they talk, say the jail now there where he study the Bible. So sending them there, be like say they send them to Bible school. And also, you see, you can actually, people will go advise you, say, arrest this guy. Maybe also tell you, say, when the FCC kidnap him, arrest him. There was a protest in Abuja for days until he was released. That is a government arresting this guy. If out of injustice, this guy is being arrested because of fundamental human right and freedom of speech for what is not even an issue, not a national issue. If anything, we have to say, oh, they pick this guy. We go there your church gate too. This one no be say they say, oh, me go fly from Lagos, come the church. We plenty we go there. Because I would not be a Christian and allow all these kind of things to be attached to us. Me, I go there too. I'm just trying to tell you that nobody should be arrested. Just allow. The more he comes at you, just endure. It's a test. It could be God taking you on a test. Because number one, this guy, he don't even send. Even if that prison, the more you arrest him and he comes out, the more he will talk. The only thing if you do to shut this person up, video, because I'm a Ratel spokesman. And I also give advice that can be helpful to the nation when it has to do with how the Ratels operate. If you arrest this guy come out from prison, he go talk times 2 or times 10 of what he been talk before he go prison. I am just saying that as a father, as a papa, as a bishop, do not pay attention to VDM's energy because it is not, go, this thing, not be everything where God they show people. Some things where elders, they sit down, they see. These days, children, they lie down, see amo. No wahala, nah. You know, there are people you arrest and nobody comes for them. You just go online, they talk. There are people you arrest. And the problem here is, if you arrest and you know arrest the spokesman, there is work. Because it's still like you have not arrested him. And if you arrest the spokesman, you know arrest the Ratels, it is work. Because it's like you have still not arrested him. And some of your church choir members, youth members, and they are Ratels. Sir, what are the Ratels? What do we stand for? The things that our parents and our elders like you people shied away from while growing up. Not being able to face the government and tell them the right thing. We don't stand for, wicked things. We stand for good things. We stand against injustice. We stand against oppression. And that is exactly why I'm saying I am doing this video now. We stand against things that are up. And a lot of the Ratels are divided to two. The ones who don't get joy, where if he insult you. That is where DDM stands. And me, I don't get joy. I don't go insult you. I go be very blunt. That is where I stand. But at the same time, they collide together because I go explain what in DDM. They try talk. We make them insult you. So please, Papa, you're someone that we have always looked up to. Until now, I still respect you. Even the fact that I consider your video out of anger and all that, I still give you the respect, the maximum respect. You have not lost your respect. But say you go arrest people, I come in peace with a little bit of violence.